Sup guys, it's Alex here, and welcome to my 2020 NFL playoff predictions. This season was pretty crazy in that we got 5 new teams in the playoffs that we didn't have last year, and after a great season 2 where new records were set by people like Drew Brees, I'm going to give you guys my predictions for the NFL playoffs. So up first, we're going to the AFC where we have the Tennessee Titans facing off against New England Patriots. We have Mike Vrabel facing off against his former team, the New England Patriots, and I think this one's going to be pretty obvious to pick. The Patriots are going to end up winning this one. I don't think it'll be very close. They're playing a first or a wild card game for the first time in over a decade, but I think they'll be able to have that not make a difference and move on. Up next, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans. I actually think the Buffalo Bills are a better team than the Houston Texans, but this one's going to take place in Houston, and the Bills' offense is just too inconsistent for me, and that's why I have the Houston Texans winning this one, though I could easily see the Bills pulling off the upset there. I think Houston's going to end up winning this. So up next, we have the rematch between the Chiefs and the Patriots from last year's classic. I think it was the AFC Conference Championship game. This one's going to be a barn burner, but since this one's going to be in Kansas City where they had the first round bye and are going to be a little bit fresher, I have the Chiefs winning this, and the Patriots offense has just been way too inconsistent, kind of like the Bills this season. I have the Chiefs moving on to the AFC Championship. In the other AFC divisional round, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans. These two teams faced off earlier in the season to where the Ravens won. I think that's going to take place again. I think the Ravens are going to end up beating the Houston Texans and move on to the AFC Conference Championship game. The Ravens just have too good of an offense. The Texans' defense has been depleted throughout the year, and I think that the Ravens end up getting the victory, which sets up the Chiefs versus the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. These two teams also played earlier in the season, and the Chiefs won at home, but this time the Baltimore Ravens are going to be at home, and I think they get the job done against the Chiefs, so that should be a barn burner with Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson, past 2 MVP winners. I think that's going to be a great matchup. So up next, in the NFC, we have the 3-seed Saints facing off against the 6-seed Vikings. This one's going to be really good, a rematch from the Minneapolis Miracle. But that game took place in Minneapolis. This one's going to take place in New Orleans, and that's why I have the Saints winning. Plus, I think the Saints are just a better team overall than the Vikings, and we all know how Kirk Cousins is in prime time, which is going to be the case for this playoff game. Up next, we have the Seahawks versus the Eagles. The Eagles were basically the last team remaining in that horrible NFC East division, but the Seahawks have been really strong all season, finishing, I think, 12-4, and that's why I have the Seahawks going on the road in Philadelphia, which is always going to be hard, and getting the victory, but the Eagles have just been depleted too much by injuries this season, and that's why I have the Seahawks winning. Up next, we have the Green Bay Packers, versus the Saints. Packers getting that first round bye, 2 versus the 3. I think this is going to be a really good matchup between Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, but I think that Brees is going to be able to lead the Saints to a road victory in Lambeau over the Packers. The Packers have just kind of been weird this season. They have really good games, but they also had duds against the Chargers and 49ers. Then we have the third match between the Seahawks and 49ers. This one was split in the regular season with the road team winning in both games, but I have the 49ers finally putting it into that streak with the home team winning. I think that they get the victory here as the 1 seed over the Seahawks, which sets up an NFC Conference Championship game of the Saints versus 49ers. These two teams played earlier in the season where the 49ers beat the Saints at the Saints. I think this one gets flipped too. The 49ers are going to be at home in this one. I think the road team gets the victory here too. I think the Saints are just going to be able to beat that. They're going to shut down Jimmy Garoppolo, and then they'll be able to beat that 49ers defense when they'll be on the field, which sets up a Super Bowl matchup between the Ravens and the Saints. This one's going to be really interesting to see. We got Lamar Jackson versus Drew Brees, but I think that we're going to have to go with the more experienced team here with Drew Brees. They already have experience winning that Super Bowl, and I think the Ravens will end up winning a Super Bowl, but their time is not now. I think they won't be able to get the victory there. I think the Saints win the Super Bowl. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave your own comments and reactions down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later.